12, Jackie Casas. Number 13, Jasmine Barriga. Number 15, Ashley Chavez. Number 20, Isabel Swanson. Number 24, Kimberly Rivera. The Bison are coached by Victor Ruiz. And now the third line is for Wheaton Academy Warriors. Number 1, Julia Leposki. Number 4, Faith Polino. Number 5, Sarah Vanderblock. Number 7, Emma Goebel. Number 9, A.C. Hardy. Number 10, Kat Stefanov. Number 13, Rebecca Stenninger. Number 14, Sophia Lindquist. Number 16, Amy Alexander. Number 17, Kelsey Bowling. And number 19, Lydia Sedholm. The Warriors are coached by Jeff Brook. And now, if you would please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats for a moment of prayer, followed by the national anthem. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, and what he did for us on the cross, and the salvation that we get every day. Thank you for the game of soccer. We pray for the safety of the players and the officials. Watch over them and keep them safe. May everything that is done and said tonight be glorified to you. In Jesus' name we pray. And now for the national anthem. Officials for the evening are Thomas Guidara, Al Robinson, and Alex Alvarado. We've got some whole seasons this evening, and now let's play some soccer. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matt Hockett, bringing you tonight's game, turning down that windy microphone as we broadcast tonight's game from Studio 22 inside the school, trying something new and unique. You're going to see one camera angle the whole time. It is this PTZ camera, and I'll try and do my best to give you a sense of what's happening in the game, as well as just follow some of the action as you see our girls kind of huddling up and praying before this game. If you didn't hear our starting lineups, I'll give it to you from forwards back to goal. Rebecca Stenninger, number 13, Sophie Lindquist, number 14, and Faith Polino, number 4, will be our front line for Wheaton Academy. Emma Goebel and A.C. Hardy will be in the midfield. You can see them both a little bit with headbands right there in the middle. Number 7 is Emma. Number 9 on the right side is AC. Amy Alexander behind them in the stopper position. Kelsey Bowling and Sarah Vanderklok on the left and right. Defensive back, and then in the middle playing sweeper back there is Kat Sesnoff. Julia Lepiski is in goal tonight. Warriors start with a 3-1 record on the year, losing their last game to Prospect. So hoping to get a little extra effort here tonight as we get underway. Kat Sesnoff takes that in the back. I believe that's number 5, Vanderklok, passing it up, and you're going to get a little bit of a sun flare here as the sun starts to set. Wheaton Academy students and staff aren't complaining about the sun today. As we are back from spring break, they try and feed the ball up in the middle. Looks like Sophie, or that was number 4, Faith Polino, putting a little extra effort in there. As the Warriors look to just try and get possession back. Try and turn up some of the game sound if I can at times. Give you a sense of what's happening. At number 7 is Emma Goebel. Number 17, taking it out of bounds here, is Kelsey Bowling. Throws it into number 13, Rebecca Steininger. Feeds up to Steininger. Looking on the wing. Short cross, never got there. Fed it all the way across. Nice effort there. I think that was Faith Polino. It was the backside for sure. Normally have replay. I'll try and get that going for us. And I believe that was A.C. Hardy kind of sending that deep. So Fenton coming into Wheaton Academy. This is a conference match. I believe Wheaton Academy is defending MSC conference champs. Try and zoom in as that ball gets on the far side. See number 14 up there, Sophie Lindquist. You'll see Faith Polino up front and Rebecca, 4 and 13 respectively. Ball is played back to Amy Alexander. Here's number 17, Kelsey Bowling. Feeding it in to 14, Sophie. Cuts back. Nice little move. Feeds up to Emma. Boy, I don't know if we're going to get that, but you can see they called offsides. Here's the replay. Emma just with a step, and you can see the far side judge kind of come in and raise the flag. So good call by the official. Nice job, though, putting pressure. Sophie sending the ball straight forward instead of on the side. Ball is played out of bounds. So if my viewers don't know what a PTZ camera is, it stands for pan, tilt, and zoom. It's similar to a security camera, and it can be controlled by a joystick or online. So we're able to get a lot of control from our booth. There's Bowling trying to feed that forward. Wasn't successful. She gets the ball back. Number 13, Steininger. Looking to see if she can find Sophie. The feed in wasn't successful. Warriors trail. That's number 7, Emma Goebel, right there in the midfield. Number 9 on the far side. AC Hardy. And as Kelsey kind of runs back, it looked like number 19. I'll give you a number in a second, but really did a nice job hustling back. On my sheet, that's Lydia Sejo in the back right now. So Warriors with a throw in here. Try and zoom in through the sun flare for you. Number 16, Amy Alexander there in the midfield. I apologize for some of these movements as I'm getting used to this camera. Number 17 here, Kelsey Bowling, coming down the mid short field. Plays the ball to Steininger. Nice cutback move. Going to feed that ball over, try and keep it on the ground. Not successful, get it past the defender. And the ball is played back to Wheaton Academy, who controls the ball. Kat Sesnoff there on the far side. Ball's fed up. Oh, and Sophie just kind of trips over the turf. Looks to be okay. Kind of holding that knee there for a second. I think she's fine. Emma Goebel and AC kind of converging on the ball. Fenton not doing a good job at controlling it in the middle. Wheaton Academy gets the ball back. AC sending that ball wide. Looks to be good. It's going to be Faith Polino trying to feed the ball across. She does. Boy, and looks like Emma Goebel came in right there at the tail end. I'll see if we can get that replay here. Watch her just kind of kick the ball right before the keeper. So Fenton gets away with one. Keeper not very aggressive in trying to track down that ball. There's Steininger who won the ball. And then ball goes out of bounds here. See if Fenton can put together something here. Bowling tracks that down. Nice job by Alexander there. Sends the ball deep. Got the ball to Faith. Looks to be called a corner kick. Yep, so we'll see what happens here. Try and give you a goal view here. Zoom in just a tad. So Warriors with the corner kick. Emma raises her hand. Definitely looking for it, and immediately the ball is signaled out of bounds. So that kick right away was no good. That was Steininger taking that kick, number 13. Just about 10 minutes passed in this first half of action. 0-0 still. Wheaton Academy definitely in control right now. Steininger plays that ball forward. Here's number 16, Alexander, feeding the ball over to A.C. Hardy. Seznov sending the ball out wide. As soon as this flare goes away, we'll be in better shape here. Fenton trying to get the ball deep on us. Defense doing a great job there. Maybe a short ball to a player next time there instead of trying to drive it 20 yards, but it's worked a couple of times as Bowling chases that thing down. Nice move. Fenton gets the ball back. A little action here by Fenton as they're moving the ball forward. Amy Alexander misplays that. Good move by Fenton, number 10. I'll give you that name, Natalie Diaz. And A.C. Hardy tries to feed that ball up to Steininger. We're a little slow on the follow there, but ball goes out of bounds. There's Kelsey Bowling, number 17. And the ball back to number 19 there. That is Lydia Sedjo. Looked like Goebel tried to get the ball to Polino. The ball was a little loose and out of control, so it made it hard on Faith. Steininger comes all the way back. Plays that off of the Fenton player, so a throw in for Wheaton Academy. Finds Goebel. Tries to make a move. Does manage to get around her opponent. There's Sophie trying to finish that. And Fenton just kind of powers through that play. Find the ball back to Wheaton Academy. Was a nice night in the sun, about 40 degrees, but as the sun sets, this will get a little bit cooler. Always a tough night to play in this cold weather. Good move there. Good pressure here by Wheaton Academy. As Sophie looks like she went down there for a second. We'll see this. I think she's still down here. Let's see if our replay caught it at all. She's already on the ground at that point. Referee calling over the trainer. So hopefully Sophie's okay here. Looks to be like they're working out maybe her knee. And that could have happened And maybe it's just a cramp. It looks like they're working out something with her foot there. But she did trip earlier in the game, if you remember, so that might have something to do with this injury. Take a moment to tell you about the Wheaton Academy coaching staff. You see Coach Brooke out there in the hat. Coach Brooke is in his final season as the Wheaton Academy girls coach. He finished up the guys' season. Coach Brooke is headed over to Wheaton Christian Grammar School as Sophie ends up getting up. Walking gingerly on that leg, so we'll have to see. That'd be a big loss if she doesn't come back into the game. Our two assistants, Taryn Russo and Maria Salvaggio. Maria was recently named the new head coach for the girls' soccer program. And that story is on our athletics webpage, athletics.wheatonacademy.org. Maria was a former player at Wheaton Academy. And then I believe coached at Aurora Central Catholic and has been with our program for quite some time. So she'll be taking over, which is outstanding. Rochelle Blakely came in. She's our trainer. So if you saw her. Fenton, I don't think, intended to give the ball back, but did. There's Faith Polino. Trying to work around that opponent. Not successful. Fenton does keep it in bounds. AC Hardy putting a little pressure on. Steininger. Kind of a force as she kind of moves through people. Nice job by her. Kelsey Bowling chases it down to get a throw in pretty quick. Back over to Steininger. We have number 20 into the game for Wheaton Academy, Emily Cetron. So she, I believe, subbed in for Sophie. So a corner kick here, Wheaton Academy. We'll see what they have designed. Coach Brooke does a nice job of set plays here. No intent on going short. There's Goebel getting ahead on it. Oh, just barely missed. And keeper mishandles it. And non-stop, relentless activity. I'll try and show you a couple of these replays really fast. Oh yeah, chance at a... So there's Goebel there. And it looks like to be Cetron, who came into the game, had a opportunity, and then we'll see if we have the other shot later. Another corner kick for Wheaton Academy right now. Ball's played on the ground, not able to be cleared, and it looks to be like, I was going to say, I think they may have called offsides there as we zoomed in out of the way of that official. There's Cetron. So into the game and making really good use of her time. Right away had a couple of shots on goal. Involved in that action. So we'll see how she does coming in and moving forward into this. I think it was just out of bounds. Wasn't anything extra called in that situation, although it did look like a hold. I think the wind has died down a little, so we'll try and give you a little bit more noise in the background. Our mic was just picking up this low bass. There's an opportunity, gets all the way through. Warriors chase this ball down. And not successful. Fenton gets the ball back. There's Kelsey bowling on the far side. Julia gets her first kick of the game here. Take a look at some of the backfield there. That's number 19. That one's Sejo. There's number 10, Kat Sesnoff over there. I believe on the far side, if we get a little bit closer, you would see. The Warriors play the ball up. Let's get to that action really fast. Looks like, yeah, I think they're going to call a free kick there. Emily Cetron again involved in the play. Check out the replay here before the Warriors get set up. Notice here she's running down and bam, there's that connection and the arm kind of extends out. So great job by Emily as she gets this play set. Looks like maybe a short touch. We'll see. You see AC Hardy hovering over the ball. Emma Goebel on the right-hand side. We'll see if they feed into that gap or if they gave AC a chance at this. One time. Great look. Hit the top of the post. I'm not sure. It looks like nothing was called in terms of a touch. So give it that shot again. Well, that got a little bit weird. As our computer is really struggling there. So I apologize for that. So Warriors with a good opportunity. Just nothing came from it again. As now we are halfway through the first half. Warriors and Fenton Bison tied at 0-0. As that sun is just on the outskirts of setting. What we've seen so far, we've seen good play up top by Rebecca Steininger. Emily Cetron coming into the game earlier than she expected, I think, because of an injury to Sophie. I have not seen if Sophie has come back into the game. I'll let you know if we see that. Ball is played short. There's Goebel trying to send it across. That wasn't able to come to fruition. This is Alexander, number 16. Got the ball. The Warriors play it back. That's Sesnov trying to drive that ball long to the far side. Didn't quite get there. Warriors kind of sitting back in defense mode for a second, seeing what the team has to offer. That ball is passed back to the keeper, so Julia has to play it on her feet. Hardy with the ball, moving forward in space, pulls the ball back. Nice move there. And off the defender, so throw in for Wheaton Academy. Like Faith made a little bit of a run there, so a foul is called. This is in essence a good angled corner kick. It wasn't Faith, I'm sorry. That was, well, I think it was Emma Goebel. So I'll show you the front line there. Number 14 into the game again is Sophie Lindquist, so she's back in. We'll see where this ball ends up. And Emma, always doing a nice job. Emma seems to be able to get her head on the ball more often than others. You see number 7 cut back door there. Watch this, right there, and not able to finish, but nice job up front. Ball is played somewhat short to the Fenton midfield, about 25 yards through. Here's Goebel. Gets the ball out wide, number 20, Cetron. Is feeding Sophie. Sophie got a good look. Boy, that ball just sailed over the top, too. Nice look by Sophie. And really a nice feed here as well. As you can see, that ball just barely across the top. Good angle there as she had an opportunity. So a goal kick for Fenton. So you see Kelsey bowling on this near side, number 17. AC Hardy with the ball there. Nice job there. Feeds the ball to Cetrin. Looks like they're going to call a goal kick. She did miss that. So I think they're a little bit fortunate. So the Warriors took Polino out and kept Cetrin in the game. I should move Cetrin to this near side, and number 13 Steininger is on the far side right now. So give you a sense of what's happening in front. Goebel again finds the ball in the air. Nice job. Fenton pushing the ball forward, not very successful in this moment. Warriors control here. Number 17 bowling to number 19 Sejo. Sesnoff on the far side there. Goebel getting the ball. Pretty dangerous going across midfield. Tried to get the ball to number 5 Vanderklok, but that didn't work out well. Ball is fed up to Sophie, who couldn't control it. Warriors play with control in the middle, then we give the ball right back there. Not sure if we saw a cutting player there or not. So Julia with the ball. Rolls the ball right out to Amy Alexander. Good ball control. Gets the ball out wide to Bowling. And Goebel pulling the ball back on a string. Nice job there. Tries to send it forward. I'm not sure if she saw Sophie or if she saw Emily Cetrin, but either one didn't make the cut that Goebel thought they would. That's going to be a foul, pushing the back. Fenton with a little control here. 15 minutes left to play in this first half. The score is correct. It is 0-0. Warriors have had more shots on goal, maybe 5 or 6 shots on goal so far. 3 or 4 corner kicks, but not able to capitalize. Fenton, very few chances up front here. See if they mount anything even right now as Warriors able to just clear it. So that tends to be the strategy, it looks like. If they can control in the backfield, great, but if not, clearing it's just as good. As Sophie puts a great move on her defender, comes back again. No call is made. Ball goes out of bounds, so a throw-in. Really nice move there by Sophie a couple of different times. Emma feeding the ball across to Hardy. Hardy with a shot. It just sails wide. So good pressure there. I mean, it happened in a heartbeat. With 1 minute and 60 seconds, the ball went from the other side of the field to full control and a couple of different opportunities for the Warriors. So Fenton can't sleep on them. Warriors move fast. Always appreciate the fans watching and appreciating our live stream. This is us learning. I don't know if any of you know. I've told some people, but my mentor is a guy by the name of Imre Halevi, who is the assistant athletic director at Harvard. And Imre has done a lot of the same stuff that we've done, but done it earlier than us, and is now a full-blown ESPN Plus program there at Harvard, using a lot of the same equipment and techniques that we do. So trying to learn and use these PTZs in different ways. The main reason why we're using a PTZ tonight is Fenton looks to secure something up does not happen. I believe that's Alexander that stepped in forward. Here's Sophie turning the ball around. Boy, she's fast getting around the corner, isn't she? She knifes through both players. Not going to have a chance to zoom in. And it looks like Fenton just poked it away right there at the end. Nice job by Sophie to put pressure on. I'm sure she's frustrated. She's holding her head there with the lack of shot, in essence. It doesn't even look like they said Fenton poked it away. It looks like they said it was out of bounds on Sophie. But the PTZ camera is working well because you can see everyone's bundled up in their winter jackets over there. And you're watching from the comfort of your home, and I'm watching from the comfort of my studio. Try and show you a setup that we have. I've got a camera in here. Maybe I can cut to it at some point. Nice job pulling that ball back. That thing went off the post off of Rebecca. The ball goes out of bounds. Warriors maintain possession, but another opportunity. I'm not going to say squandered. We're not finishing yet. So I appreciate Felinsky, though. Mr. Felinsky, now in his 15th year at Wheaton Academy. Congratulations to him. We're going to celebrate him in 3 weeks. But as a avid sports fan and on Twitter, I noticed that he said that he likes the PTZ camera. I appreciate that. Feedback. Feel free to leave comments on YouTube or on Twitter or Instagram. You can see up top on our scoreboard. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at TheRealWaTV. Warriors get a little effort here. Steininger able to track that ball down. We'll see if there's any effort towards the middle of the field here. Looks like Polino's up front there. And Sophie, and not able to get the ball to either one of them. Alexander trying to turn the corner, not able to do that. See, new into the game here, that's Bethany Dunham right now with the ball, number 2. Try and get you some of those names. Steininger is still in the game there. That looks to be like number 6, Anna DeHaan. I could be wrong, but I believe she's playing up front there. So Coach Brooke getting a couple of subs into the game. Sorry, didn't follow the ball for a second. 9:45 left to play. We still have some struggles on offense, but we're getting our opportunities. No real pressure by Fenton. Our defensive stand has worked well to clear the ball out when necessary, control it at other times. They're doing a great job moving that ball and that line forward, too. You can see they're not dropped back that far. They're trying to bring the Fenton offense back to the midfield. Ball's played out of bounds, so Fenton gets the throw in. So this is hopefully the first of many broadcasts in the spring. Our goal is to live stream multiple sports. We do it with a series of volunteers. As you see, Emma Goebel hit the deck. There is no call anywhere. I'm not sure what happened there. Warriors maintain possession. There's Sophie moving the ball forward. Makes a nice move. Draws that. Oh, man, did you see that ball curve just off to the side as she holds her head again, saying, oh, if I could have this opportunity back. Watch this move. She makes one step, and then it just kind of caught off the end of her foot instead of getting the full power behind it. So great effort again, just no finish. So our goal is to live stream all of our sports. We have lacrosse this year. We're going to actually live stream guys volleyball on Thursday. we'll hit a baseball game at times. We're going to live stream our events as well. Sophie Lindquist goes down there. She's back in play. That's Dunham trying to get the ball and control it. Number 16, Alexander. There's Dunham again. Nice little move. Good pass to Emma. Sophie able to control. Back to Emma. Oh, she couldn't make it. That was the right play. As Alexander gets the ball out wide to number 11, who's into the game now too. That's Bethany Berquist. Coming from a long line of Berquist at the Academy. Little extra physical play. I don't know if you saw that extra shove right there at the end by Fenton. Getting a little bit frustrated as the defense is having to hold a lot these past few possessions. So they're content taking their time because, well, 0-0 tie would be a great deal for them. Wheaton Academy is in the, Wheaton Academy in the Chicagoland area. Big day for Chicago as a new mayor race and election. I believe the polls just closed, so we'll be able to see those results moving forward here tonight. No White Sox or Cubs games tonight, so I know you're tuned in to watch us instead. Both teams struggling to, I believe they're both 1-3, having a hard time so far. As the ball is sent, oh my goodness. Boy, that keeper just kind of outstretched fingertips, able to hold on to the ball as much as she needed to. We'll see kind of what leg she has. Actually a pretty decent leg to get there to midfield. Clear that ball out for her team. As our defense tries to settle down. That ball's played up to Sophie. She is able to turn it, and she finds the back of the net. Boy, it's taken a while, and it wasn't the most powerful, and it wasn't the prettiest of all movements. As I'm going to bring you to the midfield here for a second. Let's get that replay going, see if we can. Otherwise, you can go backwards in time. Sophie just pulls that back, cuts that ball, and you can see it was all about an angle as she managed that. Great job there, getting the ball to her, and then the control to kind of finish that shot. Sophie, a senior. Looks like we missed some action, but the Warriors got the ball back at midfield, which seems to be a little bit weird. Sophie with the ball again. Sophie getting close in, and the keeper gets on the ground for that. So Fenton really dozed off there after that goal. Discouraged. I'm sure they're a little bit discouraged because they haven't had an opportunity anywhere close to the goal yet. So 1-0 feels devastating already. We'll see how long this 1-0 lead stays a 1-0 lead, as Fenton will need to be a little bit more aggressive, and Wheaton Academy can be a little less aggressive if needed. We'll see what Coach Brooke calls for in the second half. There's Sophie chasing the ball down, not able to get it, so Fenton getting the throw in here. Number 17, Kelsey Bowling there with the hot orange shoes. Daughter of, you are correct, the only other Bowling you might know from Wheaton Academy, Mr. Eric Bowling, and he being a psychology teacher here at Wheaton Academy. Many of you know him. There's Lindquist again, moving forward, looking to see what will develop. Nice slide tackle there by Fenton to get the ball out of her feet. Sesnoff there in the back. Feeds the ball all the way over to the far side. Try and take this moment to zoom in a little bit so you can see the action over there as the ball is fed forward. Looks like it's going to get all the way out, and it does. So 3:24 left. Warriors and the Bison of Fenton looks like Sophie is subbed out here at the end of this half for a second. Vanderklok, number 5, near side there, comes in for her. Warriors and the Bison were tied for 5/6 of this half. Warriors just recently, probably about the 6-minute mark, to manage that first goal lead. And now we're going to see if they could tack on something at the end or just hold off Fenton and regroup for the second half. Invite you to, during halftime, head over to or hit the subscribe button on YouTube, get notified of these games. We did, this first shot on goal, it seemed a little casual. I could see Coach Brooke motioning. That's too dangerous right now. A good save by Julia, but we advertise this on our Facebook channel for Wheaton Academy and on our Twitter account at The Real Wa TV. Feel free to follow those accounts. You get notified of a lot of things that we do at Wheaton Academy, not just sports. Mr. Wa is coming up. We can talk about that here in the second half. We're going to have a springtime full of different events that you can come to. Number 5, Vanderklok. With the ball, trying to just maintain control. Dunham, little contact there, playing through it. Nice job by her. Ball does go out of bounds, so Fenton ball here with 1:12 left. I think Fenton's looking for an opportunity again to put the ball on net. Didn't like what we saw the last time. Ball can sail towards the goal, but if that thing skipped on Julia, that could go right into the back of the net. There's Sesnoff playing it towards the middle of the field. See what Warriors have, because Fenton looks like they're in control here in this late in the second half or first half. No calls made. Julia does have to make that play. You see Bowling there, kind of controlling it here. Warriors have, there's number 6 into the game, Anna Dahan as well. Warriors have a wide range of talent. Many of the starters are out, and yet we're playing well here. So at the end of the first half, Fenton Bison 0, Wheaton Academy 1. Looks like they're going to give them a 10-minute halftime. We'll return back at the end of those 10 minutes and give you our second half. We are at Performance Trust Field on April the 2nd. The Warriors hold a 1-0 advantage over the Fenton Bison. As we're just about 2 minutes left in this halftime, I wanted to show you a couple of different replays and see what we can see here. See if there's anything that maybe the Warriors can slightly shift. So we have our first replay here. Let's see what is happening here. So that's looks like it's number 20, Emily Cetron, who I believe is a freshman. Take a look at this play. You know, the ball is fed back by a Goebel, who I said every time is hitting and finding the ball in the air. Cetron doing a nice job just stabbing at it. See what happens here is, you know, Sophie makes that quick and early cut. Goebel comes from behind, finds the ball in the air, putting the ball on the left and over the top. Here's that beautiful move of Sophie's. So you can see, you know, just off the right-hand side of her foot as she's going along, and not able to finish that. And then couple that with the next play here, where instead of her kind of going across the goal, she goes to this near side. Watch her cut it back. She has that same shot, but she goes near side instead, takes that thing, and brings her foot all the way around. So great job by, sorry, we'll go back to our live feed here. Great job by Sophie to make that adjustment. So Wheaton Academy up by 1. As you see, they kind of retake the field, probably go back to their starting lineup. Fenton takes the field, but takes it on their side, on the wrong side. So maybe they're just running out here for a second to get some leg work in. Oh, beautiful sunset at Wheaton Academy tonight. We'll often see this type of sunset in the fall and late spring, as we have an open sky tonight. Rain came through about 3 o'clock. Just came for just a tad and then dried off. Fenton's going to get the ball back here as the Warriors huddle up. Talk about different people watching, and whether you watch live or after the fact, this you can find this in all of our previous games on our YouTube channel as well. So if you haven't followed us, follow us at Wheaton Academy ORG on YouTube and subscribe, and then you can see some of that stuff and get notified. But appreciate the women's soccer coach from Taylor watching tonight after coming home from work. Of course, he has a mild investment in our program, as we've fed him players like Aaron Tevens, who's currently there, and I believe A.C. Hardy and I think Emma Goebel, maybe even Sophie are going and playing at Taylor. So appreciate that coach and all that he does for our girls at the next level. Continues to teach them and give them a godly environment and space as they seek to kind of live out their faith in the next phase of their life. But I saw that you tuned in. I appreciate that a lot. If you're just joining us, we're following, I apologize, somewhat from a distance at times. You're going to see maybe a little different action than you would normally see. Nice move there by number 5. That's Vander Klock, who was on offense earlier, now on defense. You're going to see some people here on the near side that we were missing before, like number 4, Faith Polino, who was on the far side. There's Sophie with the ball. Little open space. Does want to cut it back over to the left instead of taking that into the right-hand gap. I think that was Alexander who came up, not able, or no, that was Hardy who came up, not able to get it to the person. And looks like Warriors will maintain possession. If you're just joining us, what we're looking at is a PTZ camera, a pan, tilt, and zoom camera, similar to like a security camera that we can control on a joystick. So we're moving this thing back and forth. I'll be able to zoom. I'm still going to be able to get your replays, but you know, some of this some of the quality isn't the exact same as a lot of the cameras we're often using. We're trying something new. We're broadcasting from an inside studio instead of the very cold press box. And truthfully, I have no student volunteers who want to be on top of a press box in the springtime. It's a hard sell. Next year, we are going to have a sports broadcasting class. And that class is going to be responsible for, as the Warriors maintain possession here, responsible for broadcasting these games on their own. Instead of my voice, you're going to hear student voice. You're going to see student directors and student camera people. And hopefully that will expand our program, give you more opportunities to watch what's happening here at Wheaton Academy. A chance again to celebrate our students, expose them to college coaches similar to Taylor, and allow families to tune in. So I know some of you have families outside of the States. Some of you have grandparents that can't make it. And then there's just the people that, life gets in the way and it's really hard. You can see our stands are not that full. Tonight's a tough night. It's going to be much easier on a warmer night to get out and celebrate. And it's just more difficult. So appreciate you tuning in. Share these links out. These links are available not only during the live moment, but also after the fact. There's Faith Polino, who gets the ball to, that is number 7, Emma Goebel. That's AC Hardy there in the middle. So you got Goebel and Hardy both with headbands. Goebel on this side. Polino getting the ball up to Sophie. Or trying to, gets the ball right back. And the Warriors have a throw-in, so we'll zoom out a little bit just to see this action for a sec. Vanderklok with the trap. Warriors maintain possession. So we'll see what Coach Brook asked them to do in terms of a different variation. Coach Brook's a very good coach coming from Taylor himself. Many of you have heard. Again, I said this earlier, but this is Coach Brook's last season. He coached both the guys and the girls program for close to 10 years. He is leaving Wheaton Academy at the end of this year and going to the grammar school, where he is going to start the transition to become head of school. So we're happy for him, all that he has done for Wheaton Academy and will continue to do for Wheaton Academy. We appreciate those efforts. Assistant coach Maria Salvaggio is going to be taking over. There's Goebel, who puts the ball on the far side and finds the back of the net. Goebel getting the hugs. I believe that was AC Hardy. We'll see if we can hit this replay up. Show you that look. Wait. My bad, people. We'll see if we can hit this. The computer did not capture that replay. You're going to have to go back and watch it in the DVR of YouTube. I apologize. If that was AC Hardy, I apologize for that as well. Beautiful goal set up by, I believe, Emma Goebel. Kind of just bopped that thing up in the air over the head, and AC able to finish that. So a 2-0 lead for Wheaton Academy. Early in this second half, just 6 minutes in. Looks like we got a foul call there on Fenton, so the Warriors will get a free kick. We'll zoom in a little bit on this. I doubt they're going to play this ball short. They could. I see a short defender right there. See if they do that, or if they go in towards the 18. Zoom in a little bit so we can see it. Looks like they're going to put the ball. Ooh. Just drove the ball hard right at the keeper. I'm not sure if that was the intent. that's what happened. Pretty line drive shot. Fenton's keeper bumps this thing out to the right-hand side. Not able to control it. Warriors get the ball back. It's number 5, Vanderklok. Giving the ball to Goebel. Trying to find Polino, but just too much. Polino saw that was too far, didn't give the effort to get out there. So I promised I'd talk about some of the events. Mr. Wah, or Mr. Wheaton Academy, is coming up. It's one of our largest fundraisers of the year. All proceeds benefit Kids Alive. I'm sure if you want to give to this effort and aren't able to come, we can find ways. Either you go ahead and call the front office, or talk to Jeff Brook at jbrook@wheatonacademy.org. But it is, in essence, a guys' talent show. And 12 guys, I believe, have been voted to participate. They have a huge commitment. They have about 2 weeks of stuff that they have to do before spring break. And these next 2 weeks are non-stop. They're learning dance numbers, they're practicing, rehearsing, making sure the show looks good and is entertaining. And again, all just hopefully to raise money for Kids Alive instead. The last year's champ, I believe, was a co-champ of Max Dominguez and I'm going to get the name in a second. It was bowling. So Dominguez and bowling and that team were able to get Mr. Wheaton Academy. So we'll see what happens. Corner kick, so we'll zoom in a little bit on this action. Try and see if we can watch anything develop. Goebel brings everybody together. You can see number 7. Number 9, AC making a cut. And that ball, wow. Look at that. Let's take a look at this replay. Watch this goal. Boom, right off the foot of Faith Polino. And Faith acts like it's nothing. Great ball sent in. That gives the Warriors a 3-0 advantage. We'll see if we get any subs in here. We have 10 minutes into the second half, so 30 minutes left to go. We'll see what Fenton's having a hard time just starting this. We'll see if they give up or if there's a little fight in them. As sometimes a 2-0 advantage seems like it's within the range of what you can do. A 3-0 gets a little devastating in terms of soccer. See if the Warriors could take advantage even further. Ball is played low. Polino still in control. Going to get that ball back out. That looks like Alexander across the middle. Lobbed over. And that is a goal. Trying to see who that might be this time around. If it was Steininger, maybe. Take a look at this replay. Warriors with a 4-0 lead there. So it just popped up. Yeah, I believe that's Steininger, number 13. Able to finish that thing. So great job there. Warriors tacking on more. And Fenton letting them. That was pretty poor effort there all around, from the beginning kick to sending the ball deep in the corner and not really chasing the ball down. You can tell they're mentally defeated in this moment. So Warriors look to extend their record to 4-1 if they can win this tonight. and I believe go 1-0 in the conference. They did beat IC, but I don't believe that was a conference game officially. So this will be the first of many conference opponents. I believe the Warriors are headed into the Pepsi Showdown next. If you know anything about the Pepsi Showdown, you get placed in a bracket division. It's a really cool follow on Twitter if you have the chance. But all the games are TBD. We don't know where they're going to be and who they're going to be against until we get seeded and then assigned for one game or two or so on. So typically you play 3 or 4 games, I believe, in the season. The guys did pretty well. I think the best they've ever done in the Pepsi Showdown this year. So great season for the boys. They ended up losing a heartbreaker to Bennett at, I believe, our own regional final. There's Sophie feeding the ball over again to Steininger. Gobold chasing the ball down. Free kick is awarded to Fenton. Let's see what Fenton can do. They're going to leave it. They take their time. They don't mind all this time coming off the clock. Goebel finding the ball in the air, winning the ball in the air every time, not afraid of that contact. Getting the ball to Hardy. He's going to take a shot on goal. It's good effort by AC in that situation. That was Amy Alexander coming up. Lost the ball a little bit. But our defense pushing the ball up. That's 19. I believe that's Sedjo. Lydia. Good effort here by Wheaton Academy. Besides Mr. Wheaton Academy or Mr. Wah, and that we typically live stream, but we're not going to live stream so that we encourage people to attend the event. We have a number of things at Wheaton Academy in terms of the fine arts world. We have instrumental and choral concert. We have a percussion concert. We have Academy Awards, which is our awards evening. That's going to be May 1st, pretty early this year. Get the PTZ over here. Good save by the keeper there. Good rip by Steininger. She gets the ball back, feeds it over to Sophie. Looks to turn the corner. She does, but maybe could have used the pass that time. Couldn't get all the way around, and defender came up. That defender is coming all the way forward. Feeds the ball up, but Warriors doing a good job. There's Vanderklok. Sesnoff right there. Number 9. That's Hardy. Good efforts here. Very touch and go there. The official called it. I mean, you were watching it. I'm not sure there was much to it. So the next Warrior sports broadcast will be on Thursday. We're going to broadcast the crosstown rivalry between West Chicago High School and Wheaton Academy. That'll be a fun one. I believe the boys volleyball team is 0-1 so far with a game tonight. See if they can get their record back to 500. Track and field, I believe, start today. Thought I saw track and field on Tuesday and Thursday on the schedule. That could change based on weather and timing of events and things like that and availability. But for all these games and for results, go to athletics.wheatonacademy.org. Ball's fed up. Steininger is going to look to cross it here in a second. Does get it to Sophie. Try and get you that replay. It's a quick stab. Watch this cross, and then bam, just a little touch, and it just sails out left. Good awareness by Sophie. You see Coach Brooke there on the side. Our bench full of players ready to go in. I think you're going to start to see substitutions here shortly, if we haven't already. 24 minutes left to play in this second half. Warriors get a steal. Polino sending the ball across. Not sure if she was just sending the ball across or if she saw someone in the back side there. So good effort. I like that position of sending that as a pass instead of as a shot. Too many people get greedy trying to beat a defender and just have no angle there in the 6. So I think the Bulls lost the Knicks last night, which unfortunately is the worst case situation for my family. Me, a Chicago fan, and the Bulls are just terrible this year. My wife, a New York fan, a Knicks fan, a Yankees fan, not a Mets fan. It's a different type of New York fan. A Giants fan, not a Jets fan. My wife, if you don't know, my wife is Corey Hockett. She's the principal of Wheaton Academy. If you go into her office, have a pleasant sit-down conversation with her, you'll recognize that there is a lot of Yankees memorabilia. It's number 11, feeding that ball in as Bethany Berquist, and I think we were close to finding Sophie again. Bethany coming into play here. That's Vanderklok, number 5. Goebel moves the ball forward with pace. Oh my word. What a goal there. See if we can give you a sense of who that might be. It might have been Sophie. Again, I'm going to give you the replay really fast. Yeah, that was just Sophie just kind of chipping it over the side. So I'm not keeping track, but that could be Sophie's third. That may be a hat trick. Got too much to do tonight, people. Following with a PTZ camera. Figuring out stats. Commentating. It's too much for one person. So feel free to leave encouraging notes on Twitter and YouTube. But I realize this is not a perfect broadcast. Just trying to give you a chance to see Wheaton Academy girls in action. One camera is better than no cameras at this point. That's Rebecca Steininger, number 13. Sending the ball on the far side. I noticed those orange shoes, which means that's Kelsey Bowling on the far side. Tough to see some of these numbers here. We'll work this out. Ball goes out, and it's a corner kick, so we'll try and zoom in and give you a sense of what might get called here, as I'm sure Coach Brooks still wants to work on his set plays. See Goebel, headband on the near side, raising her hand up. Chances are it's going to find her. It does find her. I could have predicted that. Or how about this? Instead of the ball finding her, and by the way, number 24, Emily O'Brien, is into the game. You can see her number here as she turns her jersey. There's number 20, Emily Cetrin, coming in for Faith Polino. So Coach Brooke getting in some subs here. But I would argue, instead of the ball finding Emma finds the ball. She has a knack for seeing where that thing will land. One of the disadvantages of the PTZ in a space away from me is also, if you haven't noticed, the field and the players and everything has gotten a little bit darker. So some of those settings, I think, need to be readjusted to make things brighter. I apologize. So you get the first of many opportunities to watch games like this. We'll see if we like this. Hopefully we have these students to help support this program. Thank you for tuning in today. We are broadcasting from Performance Trust Field. This is our home field, turf field. For many, 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 many years, Wheaton Academy had a grass field that was treasured above all things. Very well maintained. The pride and joy of Wheaton Academy. When we got football, we found out that we could no longer sustain a grass field with all of the cleats and football action, as well as soccer. And soccer was rough, maintaining the goal was rough. Add lacrosse to that, and you're talking a lot of action. This field gets use day and night. And the turf field has become a staple experience of Wheaton Academy sports. We also have a turf baseball field and a ball. Number 7, Emma Goebel. Going to get some congratulations here. Take a look at this replay. She just delivers a strike. What is this, from 20 yards out here? Pops that thing over. It's technically 30 into the end zone, so right over the top of the goalkeeper, who was not expecting it. And again, I'm not sure Fenton was expecting it. I feel like a little lackluster effort here, and it's hard because as a team, you don't want to stop playing just because the other team has stopped playing. But you also don't want to make things look sloppy and ugly either. So Wheaton Academy's in this fine line of trying to maintain control and effort. And I'm sure Coach Brook is going to say keep the pressure on. As you can see, Sophie Lindquist is still in this game. And she's hobbling a little bit. Maybe she should come out of this game based on some of that. But maybe it's just cold. It is bitter out there. So any little touch is going to be a lot more harmful. As maybe AC got some of the same kind of vision as what Emma had. She drove the ball from 5 yards deeper. Didn't quite have the angle, but liked what she saw from Emma. As Sophie comes out of the game, I'm sure she's getting some applause here from the fans that are here in this game. Great effort here today. There's AC, going to put pressure on. Great job playing in between those two Fenton players. Nice read by her. AC, her last name is Hardy. Doug and Wendy Hardy. Her parents, Sam Hardy and Owen Hardy, both, Sam, a graduate of Taylor University, Owen, a member of Taylor University and their soccer program, and AC planning to get to Taylor University as well. The Hardys love Wheaton Academy, and they love Taylor. And one of my good buddies living on South Carolina, Winslow Hardy. Well, not Winslow Hardy. Winslow, though. And the grandfather of AC. So AC now a senior, along with Sophie, along with Emma Goebel. You got a lot of seniors on this team. In fact, let me name some more if I can. Kat Sesnov's a senior. Faith Polino's a senior. I take that back. I'm sorry. Emma Goebel's a junior. Lydia Sedjo is a senior. Sophie Lindquist is a senior. Rebecca Steininger is a senior. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this set play here for a second develop. Ball's put on the ground. Not much developed there. Not sure if that was misplay by Hardy. Keeping the ball on the ground instead of getting the ball in the air. Nice ball there, though. To number 2, that's Dunham. So Hardy looking to try and feed Cetron. Still, Warriors maintaining pressure up front. I believe that's 24 O'Brien there. So let me give you some other year stats, because here's number 3, Emma Van Wagner, on the bottom of your screen. Number 10, sending the ball on the far side, that was Kat Sesnoff. So for all those seniors, you also have a good number of sophomores and freshmen. Lily Lebo, a freshman. Emily Cetron, whose name we called a number of times, a freshman. Sarah Swoboda, a freshman. And then some of your sophomores, Anna Shepke, Amy Alexander, Riley Conradi, Sarah Vanderklok, Emma Van Wagner, Bethany Dunham, Julia in goal, Leposki. All sophomores. So you got some great senior leadership and really stellar play. There's Anna DeHaan, number 6, there in the middle. But you also have this young core. And, boy, you love to see that as a coach. And we talked about it as Coach Brooks last year, and Maria Salvaggio is going to be coming in and taking over this team as if she's not already, right? She's probably doing her fair share of coaching and practices. Coach Brooke kind of working her into this system so that she just doesn't blindly take over. And you got to be happy if you're Maria with the young talent that's coming in. Girls soccer at Wheaton Academy has always been really strong. It's been a sport that's recruited some of the best athletes. This is a sport that demands, if you play at Wheaton Academy, that demands that you have prior knowledge and skill in this sport. So you got people that are prepared already coming into this season. There's Van Wagner with the ball down here in the corner, feeding the ball over. That's Dunham, number 2, Bethany. Number 6 in the middle, we talked about Anna DeHaan. So pretty bleak fan section tonight, but like you said, or like we said, it's cold. There's AC Hardy here on the ground. So I'll give you a look here for a second as the training staff's going to come out. She doesn't look like she's in massive pain, but it looks like maybe a foot cramp of sorts or a leg cramp. That's number 15, Anna Shepke, coming in. She's one of the sophomores. So clock is stopped. It's not like there's going to be stoppage time added to the end of a high school game. The referee controls the clock, stops the clock whenever necessary, and so when we get to zeros, for sure it's done. You can see she's walking a little gingerly. I think that's one of those moments where Coach Brooke is like, it's 6-0. Should I have kept her in? And then you think to yourself, well, of course you need to keep her in because she's the midfielder with Goebel out. You're letting Hardy distribute the ball to your people that are kind of new into the game. So he gives some consistency in that effort. But I'll hope that AC is okay after it's all said and done. We'll see. You know, the Warriors had a dead ball here, so it doesn't look like they're going to give it back to the team. Maybe they are. And Fenton does get the ball back. Well, along with sports broadcasting, which I talked about is going to be a class next year, we're going to teach the students about the sport. They're going to learn how to learn the nuance of the sport by playing it, but also learn how to broadcast it, talk about it, film it. So hopefully it'll be all student-run production next year. That may be an imperfect product at times, but it's a really cool product. It's innovative. It gives them an opportunity to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes, similar to what you would see tonight, which is me making all kinds of mistakes throughout this process. Even if it's just the sound. We have a really hard situation with our wind up top, so we don't get as much of the live game sound as I would like at times. So thank you for your patience with that, and for this exposure for the camera being a little bit low. Thank you for that as well. Warriors with a 6-0 lead, but a lot of that's come, well, 5 of those goals have come in the second half. Warriors had plenty of opportunities, but missed a lot of opportunities early. And then Sophie Lindquist got the first goal, about 6 minutes left in the first half. After that, floodgates broke open in the second half. Once we got the second goal, it felt like Fenton just started not caring as much. It could be that those opportunities just became goals in the second half instead of missed opportunities. But it feels like the energy level is just a little bit down. Thankfully, the Warriors have maintained good pressure. There's Dunham sending the ball over to O'Brien. Not able to control it, but so the Warriors have maintained a good level of intensity. What you want to see as a coach. Sometimes, I'm not saying this is the case, but sometimes a game is, as a coach, sometimes a game is not as valuable as a practice because you play against yourself and there's so much more intensity and there's learning opportunities. Other times, game is the best experience you've got and you're getting ready for that next level. There's Warriors with an opportunity. Good job by Fenton getting her body in front of it that time. Nice move there by Emma Van Wagner. To Cetron. Anna not able to control it. Fenton's defense holding pretty firm right now. Not bad. We went from an awesome sunset to a completely black sky here. As you saw a couple of these subs coming into the game. Number 8, Leah Lebo, a freshman. Number 12, Riley Conradi, coming into the game. Taking out Kat Sesnoff. Some good players for Wheaton Academy. And good players feeding in as well. Not losing much speed. This is April 2nd. Pretty early in the season, but I said before, this will be the first win in the conference season for the Wheaton Academy. Their only conference game so far, so they're going to go 1-0. Good outcome. They will go to 4-1 on the season. Right before spring break, they lost to Prospect High School in Mount Prospect, Illinois. They lost 3-0. It's a big school. There's number 12, Riley Conradi, getting physical and doing a nice job. Dahan, turning, looking. Had the right idea. In fact, I'd probably say that was the right pass. Maybe misplayed outside there on the wing. So a 3-0 loss to Mount Prospect. Yeah, you never want to lose. But you definitely don't want to lose in conference. So that loss outside of conference against a big school, that's just experience. That'll get them ready for the Pepsi Showdown. Eventually you got to get ready not only to win your conference, everyone wants to win conference. Definitely that's the goal for a coach. It always seems like soccer has so much more than a conference win as a vision and goal. They're looking at the regional. They're looking at the sectional. Sophie was a part of a championship team. She's looking at the state finals. So we'll see how far this team can go. I like a lot of their efforts right here, but I'm watching the first game against Fenton. Fenton provided a pretty good first half. Score is not representational of the entire game. I thought they had a lot better effort. But Warriors were able to capitalize on a number of good opportunities here in the second half with 5 goals. Only 5 minutes left to play here. A lot of control in the middle of the field here for both teams. No real pressure on either side of the 20. Oh, a little short ball. I think that may have been a little bit weak there. It's Anna Shepke, number 15, runs through the ball. Nice job there. Keep going through. Defense, looking to control first. Maybe put the ball out of play after that. No, ball went back to the keeper. Send the ball out wide here, and even out wide further. Good job there by Wheaton Academy. And misplayed that right there at the end, so throw in for Fenton. Baseball team has gotten off to a good start this season. Went 3-1 in Florida with a win over IC. Shout out to Coach Underwood on Twitter. Coach Underwood used to be the girls coach for Wheaton Academy before Coach Brooke took over. Also former athletic director for Wheaton Academy. I'm not sure. We're going to count that as a shot on goal. Looked like ball was just trailing off to the side. Probably wouldn't have finished. Appreciate Coach Underwood and his role in a lot of this action here as well. And this field and the program in general. There's Anna Shepke. Seeing if she's got the effort. Fenton able to catch up there and put the ball out of play. So Warriors just under 3 minutes left. Look to do something here. Substitution. Actually, I'm not sure. It looked like the trainer was coming out of here for a second. So that's a Fenton girl down. So we see what happens here. ankle or knee as they're kind of working that out. Warriors huddle. Not an injury you want to see with 3 minutes left to play. The other team huddles as well. So we'll see what they have. It looks like she's going to be able to pop up, and she's going to have to leave the game. You can see she's hobbling off there. Already with a knee brace. And maybe an ankle brace, so having a hard time. Well, Warriors going to have an opportunity here. And again, I reiterate the fact that I appreciate viewers tuning in. If you're watching this after the fact, hey, I'm glad you took advantage of catching a game later, even though it's not live. It's one of the things we want to do is provide an opportunity, no matter if it's in the moment or afterwards. And appreciate all the comments. I noticed we got a comment there talking about number 16, Amy Alexander, from RJ on YouTube. So thank you. And a familiar name, Aaron Tevens. Appreciate that. Marta Oster, who I happened to coach in tennis 5 years ago. Seems like a long time if you're still watching, Marta. I feel like you got all your soccer skill from my tennis coaching. Kidding. But appreciate you guys tuning in too and following our program after you're away from our program. For those of you just tuning in or catching the tail end of this, I apologize for the darkness of these last couple of moments, as the PTZ camera that's at the press box is unmanned and being controlled from my studio in the main building. I'm running a camera from my classroom and commentating from inside in the warmth. The only disadvantage is there's no fans in here, so I am commentating on my own watching a TV screen. So thank you for joining me in a social media experiment. We'll see if we continue this process. One camera is better than 0 cameras, and a dark camera is better than no camera at all. So trying to get at least some exposure to all of these different events. And if I have the crew, we will broadcast the games for you. I have a whole bunch of students that like to serve and help in that particular way and be on that team. So we'll see if we can keep doing that for you. For sure, we're going to have a sports broadcasting team and a class next year that will be able to feed a lot more games. As Anna Shepke tracks that ball down, she's trying to get the ball in play as quick as she can with only 25 seconds left. We'll see if Coach calls off the hard play here, or if, well, this is just the way it's going to end. Fenton's going to throw the ball in deep. And with 7 seconds left, a quality outcome for the first conference game of the season for Wheaton Academy. You can see the Warriors finish with a 6-0 victory against Fenton High School. Go 1-0 in the conference, in the MSC conference. I believe a hat trick by Sophie Lindquist. Strong play by Goebel. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. And give us a shout out. Give me an email, mhockett@wheatonacademy.org, HOCKETT, or follow us on Twitter or Instagram. Let us know that you've watched. Appreciate all those that have tuned in and who will watch later on. For me, Matt Hockett, and for Wheaton Academy, wish you a pleasant evening, and go Warriors.